Hi guys, I'm Grace and I'm back with another Reformer Pilates class. All you'll need today is your Reformer and we're starting with one blue spring, so that's half a spring. And we're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position facing towards your foot bar. Your feet are coming up against your shoulder rests and your shoulders are above your wrists. I want you to think about pushing away that platform with both hands and then feel like you're pulling it apart as well. Belly buttons drawing to your spine. Keeping your gaze down towards the floor, I just want you to take a nice deep inhale breath. And exhale, release that breath. One more deep belly breath here. Inhaling through the nose. And then exhale, fully releasing the breath. The next inhale breath I want you to take, you're going to start to send your knees away from your hips, coming into a nice diagonal position. And as you exhale, I want you to draw your knees back in line with your hips. So we just inhale, hinging, and then exhaling, drawing that carriage all the way in. Arms are still nice and long and nice and strong. Belly buttons drawing to your spine. So we're starting to get a bit of segmental movement just from the hips. The upper body's not moving, it's just from the lower bodies. 3 more like this. Inhaling. Exhaling, drawing the knees back in line with the hips. For 2, belly buttons drawing to your spine. And we've got our last one here. Drawing the knees back in line with the hips. I now want you to take a nice deep inhale breath, send your shoulders away from your wrists. And then now we're going to exhale, draw our shoulders above the wrists. So we're inhaling here, sending the shoulders away. Exhale, floating the shoulders back in line with your wrists. Using your deep belly breaths. Your hips are nice and still, they're not moving. Your knees aren't moving, it's just the movements coming from the shoulder. So it's almost like it's swiveling on the hinges. 3 more here. Foot 2. Final one here. Now once you've drawn the carriage all the way in, we're going to join that all together. So as you inhale, I want you to start to send your knees away. Create that nice long line from the crown of your head through to your knees. As you exhale, you're going to start to press the carriage away. So drawing your shoulders away from your wrists. Now as you inhale, draw your knees back in line with your hips. And as you exhale, float your shoulders above the wrists. Inhale, sending the knees away. Exhale, sending your shoulders away. Belly buttons drawing to your spine. Draw your knees back in line with your hips. Your shoulders above the wrists. 2 more like this. Knees first, then your shoulders. Knees under hips. Shoulders above the wrists. Last one here. Send your knees away. Create that nice long line. Send your shoulders away. Draw your knees back in line with your hips. Shoulders above the wrists. And now we're going to reverse it. So instead of sending the knees away first, we're going to start to send the shoulders away. And then now send the knees away. Good. Hold this position. Float your shoulders above the wrists. Draw your knees back in line with your hips. And again, sending your shoulders away. Now your knees. Shoulders are in line with your wrists. Knees in line with your hips. You've got 2 more like this. Arms are reaching long. Opening out. Shoulders above the wrists. Knees in line with your hips. Your last one here. Shoulders. Then hips. Shoulders. And then hips. Good. From here, tuck the toes underneath. I want you to reach back. You're going to grab hold of your short loops with both hands. And you're going to come into a high kneeling position. So arms are by your side. Arms are nice and long. Your belly button's drawing to your spine. As you exhale, you're going to float your hands in line with your shoulders. Inhale, draw them back down by your side. Exhale, floating the arms up. Arms are nice and straight, belly buttons drawing to your spine. A slight squeeze through your glutes. We've got 3 more here. For 2, shoulders are drawing down. Final one here. Draw your hands back by your side. Now you're going to bend your elbow, and it's almost like you're serving a tray. So I just want you to extend at the elbows and then bend. Exhaling, extending. Inhaling to bend. 4 more here. For 3, nice and controlled. Starting to feel the biceps, 2 more. And you've got your final one here. Good, sink your bottom back onto your heels. Place your long loops onto your shoulder pins. And we're going to place our hands nice and flat onto the platform. Feet are still up against the shoulder rests. We're going to come into a plank position here. So I want you to start to press into the heel of the hands, press into the feet. Let's hover the knees off. From here, you're going to extend both legs out nice and long, holding that plank. Your belly button's drawing to spine. Keep lifting out of the shoulders. We're just holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, let's start to send the shoulders away from our wrists and then draw our shoulders above our wrists. And again, inhaling here, exhaling. Legs are nice and straight. Keep lifting out of the shoulders. You've got 4 more here. Arms are nice and long and strong for 3. Final 2. And you've got 1 more here. Draw your shoulders above your wrists. Lower the knees down, untuck the toes. Come into a child's pose position. Reach your arms out nice and long. And take a nice deep belly breath here. Let's draw that carriage all the way in. And we're going to come up and stand onto our platform. So always stand onto your platform first, not onto the carriage, just in case it moves. So we're going to stand facing towards our foot bar. And I want you to place your foot kind of in the middle of the carriage. You're going to bend both knees here, lean your upper body forward. Keep your weight over on your left leg. So you want the ball of the foot onto the platform. If you can have the whole foot onto the platform, that's great. And from here, keeping that nice bend through the knees, I just want you to exhale, press out through the right leg, and then inhaling to bend. Exhaling, and then inhaling. Belly button's drawing to your spine, shoulders are down. Finding length through the right leg, making sure that your weight is over on the left leg. Exhaling, and then inhaling. We've got 5 more here. Bit of balance for 4. Final 3. 2 more. Last one here. We're going to keep our right leg straight. You're going to exhale, drive up through your left ball of the foot. Draw yourself all the way up into standing. Inhale to bend the left knee, send the carriage away. Exhale, draw yourself all the way up. Inhaling to bend. If this ever feels like it's too much of a balance challenge, you can always grab a dowel or a stick or a broom handle and just support yourself. Otherwise, you can lift the foot bar up and that will help to stabilize you as well. Belly button's drawing to spine. Exhaling, drawing up. You should start to feel your left glute connecting. You've got 4 more here. For 3. Right leg's nice and straight. 2 more. Last one here. Hold it down here. Keep holding and holding. Right leg's reaching out nice and long. Shoulders are drawing down your back. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw up all the way. Draw that carriage in. Let's place your right foot onto the platform. Your left foot's coming into the middle of the carriage. You're going to bend through both knees. Lean your upper body forward. Exhale, reach back through the left leg. Inhale to bend. Exhaling and then inhaling. Making sure your right knee is in line with your right second toe. Nice and controlled here. Shoulders are down, belly button's drawing to your spine. Hips are nice and square. 3 more here. For 2. Final 1. Keep the left leg straight. Let's exhale, drive up through the right leg. Come all all the way into standing. Inhaling to bend, hinge your upper body forward. Exhale, drive all the way up. Inhaling to bend. Keep driving up through the ball of the foot, connecting deep into the glute. You're going to start to feel your quad engage as well, and keep reaching long with your left leg. So you've got energy through the left ball of the foot, energy through the right ball of the foot. Belly buttons draw into your spine. 3 more here. For 2. And you've got your final one. Let's hold it down here, nice and controlled. Starting to feel that glute switch on. We've got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Driving up all the way. Let's place your left foot onto the platform, and you're going to carefully step down. All right, from here, we're going to come into our side planks. So we're going to lie onto our right side and place your elbow up against your shoulder rests. With your feet, you want to have your left leg in front and your right foot behind, exactly what I've got. If this doesn't feel comfortable, if you've got a box like the one I've got behind me, you can create a short box, and that way you'll be propped up more. Otherwise, you're going to come into this position, have your feet in front. You can place your left hand in front as well, because you're going to use both arms, both feet to lift off your hip. That's the most important part. Exhale, press out all the way. You're going to reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. I want you to keep lifting out of your bottom waist. So I don't want it to be sinking down like this. I want you to use your waist and lift up the hips. Keep pressing away. Belly buttons draw into your spine. Nice. Still on a blue spring, legs are long. So we're energizing through our legs the whole time. Nice. So we've got 5 more seconds here. For 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, can you bend both knees? Draw the carriage in. Exhale, press away. Inhaling to bend. Exhale, pressing out. We've got 5 more here. For 4, if you ever need, you can bring that top end onto the carriage as support. For 3, otherwise keep it reaching up towards the ceiling. 2 more here. Final 1, pressing out all the way. Bend your knees, let's draw the carriage in. Lower your hips down carefully, and let's hop over to the other side. So we're gonna flip around. This time have your right foot in front, left foot behind. Have your left elbow up against the shoulder rest. We're going to press into our hands, lift our hips up, press away from the platform, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Legs are nice and straight, and keep lifting out of your bottom waist. Belly buttons drawing to spine. Using your breath. We've got 5 more seconds here before we're coming into our jackrabbits. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend through both knees. Exhaling to extend. Inhaling, and then exhaling. We've got our final 5 here. For 4, 3 more. 2 more, keep lifting out of the shoulder. Final 1 here. Bending the knees, let's draw the carriage all the way in. And we're going to turn around and face towards our uprights. So grab hold, I'm just grabbing hold of my long loop again, because we're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position, facing towards the back. If you have any wrist injuries or issues, you can always place your fists in front of your shoulder rests. Otherwise, you can place your hands on top. And I want you to reach down, grab hold of your short loop. If you ever want to make it a little bit easier, you can always grab hold of your long loop. But make sure that your knees are in that nice 90-degree position. They're in line with your hips. With your left hand, you're going to reach it out to the side of your left headrest or shoulder rest. Keep lifting out of your right shoulder. Belly buttons draw into your spine. As you exhale, let's pull into the strap, draw it by your hip. Inhale, float your arm forward. Exhale, pulling all the way back. Inhale, floating arm forward. Start to feel your left shoulder blade drawing down. You're going to start to feel your left lat connect. Exhale, pulling down.
Inhaling, still feeling the effects of the side plank. Belly buttons drawn into your spine. It's almost like you're reaching your fingertips towards the floor and then back behind you. 2 more like this. 1 more here. Good. On this next one, pull into your arm. Draw your hand all the way back by your hip. We're going to keep our elbow in close by our waist as we bend and extend through the arm, working through our triceps. We've got 4 more here. For 3. And 2. Final one here, finding length, release. Let's place that long loop onto the shoulder pin, and we'll swap over to the other strap. So grabbing hold of your right short loop, left hand's coming onto your shoulder rest, lifting out of the shoulder. Keeping your right arm nice and straight, let's exhale, pull it all the way back by our hip. Inhale, float it forward. Exhale, let's pull back. Inhale, float it forward. So try and keep your hips nice and square. If you start to feel them shifting off to one side, I want you to start to shift them back to the other side and think about switching on through your deep abdominals. Pulling back, feeling your lat and shoulder blade engage. 3 more here. For 2. And you've got 1 more here. Let's pull the arm all the way back by your hip. We're now going to bend and extend at the right elbow. Inhaling and exhaling. We've got 4 to go. For 3. Final 2 here. Last one, extend your right arm long. Let's place the long loop onto the shoulder pin. And then from here, wiggle your knees up so you can come into a child's pose position. Wrap your hands around the frame of the reformer. Keep your bottom attached to your heels. Keep your arms nice and straight. You're going to inhale, start to press into your hands. Lifting the gaze, drawing your shoulders down, connecting through the lats. And then start to lower yourself down. So it's a little thoracic extension. Start to lift the gaze first. And then followed by your chest, then your belly. And then lower the belly first, lower the chest, lower the head. 3 more like this. Lifting the gaze, drawing yourself up, and then lowering yourself down. 2 more here. Inhaling as you lift. Exhaling as you lower. And you've got your final one here. Good. Start to peel yourself up all the way. You're going to lift up that foot bar and just change over or add one red spring on. So that way you end up with 1 red, 1 blue spring. So that's 1 full spring and 1 half a spring. So let's lift up that foot bar. You've got those springs, 1 red, 1 blue. Let's lie all the way down. Grab hold of your long loops. We're going to place them over the arches of our feet. Keep your tailbone nice and heavy, your legs nice and long. We're going to inhale, float the legs up towards the ceiling as far as we can without letting your pelvis tilt. And then exhale, press the legs away from you. And then inhale, floating up. Exhale, pressing away, nice and long through the legs. Again, you're energizing through the legs. Just 3 more here. For 2. And you've got your last one here. Let's come to 45 degrees with the legs. Keep your heels together, separate the toes. We're going to bend through both knees and then exhale, press out through the heels, lengthen the legs, squeeze your inner thighs. Inhaling and then exhaling. Working through your legs, squeezing the inner thighs. Keep those heels drawn together. Imagine they're like magnets and they can't come unstuck. Belly buttons draw into your spine. Tailbone's heavy for 3 more here. We've got 2. Final one, keep your legs nice and straight. We're going to come into our Peter Pans. So as you bend your left knee, you're going to sweep your right leg out to the side without letting your hips shift off to the right. And then I want you to exhale, press through both legs, come back through center. Inhale to bend the right leg, send the left leg out. Exhaling, drawing back through center. If you want, you can keep your hands down by your side. Inhaling, exhaling, so nice and controlled here. Don't feel like the hips are shifting off to one side. We've got 4 more. You'll start to feel your inner thighs engage. 3 more here. 2. And 1 more here. Let's lengthen out all the way through the legs. Let's flex our feet, grab hold onto the ropes. Give yourself a nice hamstring stretch. Just make sure that your tailbone's nice and heavy, that's not lifting off. And then open your legs out wide to the side. Give yourself a little rock from side to side so you get your inner thigh stretch and release. And just rocking on your sacrum, side to side. With straight legs, come back through center. Let's take our left foot out of our left loop. Place your left foot onto the foot bar, straighten it out all the way so your right leg is still in your fluffy. You're going to bend your right knee so it's at 90 degrees. And then just follow that. You're going to drop your whole foot down to the floor. And then I want you to start to bend through your left knee. So this is called a chicken wing stretch. It's really good for stretching out through your quad. You might even feel it through your hip flexor. If you have any knee issues, maybe this one isn't the best one for you. So just see how you go. But just remember, the further that you bend through the leg that's connected to the foot bar, so in this case the left leg, the more of a stretch you're going to feel through your right quad. Keep your knee up against the frame of the reformer, and then with the leg that's on the floor, have the toes either pointing forwards or backwards. You don't want them out to the side, because that might start to pull on the hip a little bit. Just get that nice stretch and release. Try and keep the backs of the ribs engaged. You're getting that true stretch. One more deep belly breath. Let's start to press through the left foot. Let's take our right foot out of that long loop. We're going to place our left foot into the long loop now, dropping the leg to the side and then bending the right knee for more of a stretch through the left quad. Backs of the ribs engage, hips are nice and square, and getting that nice stretch and release. Opening up, especially if you've got tight hip flexors. If you work at a desk and you're sitting down all day, you might have shortened hip flexors, so we want to try and open and lengthen them here. Just a few more deep belly breaths. Two more. One more here. Let's start to press through our right foot. We're going to take our left foot out of that long loop, place it onto the shoulder rest. Grab both shoulder rests with both hands and place both feet nice and wide onto the foot bar. We're just going to drop our knees like a window wiper action. And get that release through our lower back. One more either side. And once you finish stretching, you're all finished for today. You can peel yourself up from there. Thank you so much for joining. I really hope you enjoyed this session, and I'll see you again next time. Bye, guys.